One of the questions I get asked frequently as a Bubble developer building marketplaces on Bubble is how do I integrate search and filtering functionality into my application, right? And in today's video, I actually walk you through the back end of how I get that done on Bubble. Now you're going to notice a couple of things, and let me just walk you through what are the things you can expect from this video. So I have this application that I built. It's just a quick template. It's not functional or live. It's just a production-ready app. And it's meant to be a platform where people could list their businesses and sell them off. So let's say I want to be able to filter businesses based on industry. For example, healthcare. You can see that my listings have gone down to 4 listings, and I have just these 4 listings available. Now, let's say I want to filter again based on fitness gyms, fitness center gyms. So this is a multi-select. I can select this, and you can see I'm down to 2 listings. What if I want both fitness gyms and hair salons that still are within the healthcare range? Now I'm down to I still have about 2 listings, right? So this is a fitness gym and this is a hair salon gym. So I'm down to 2 listings. Now let's say I want listings that are the asking price is less than 100,000 in price range. I'm down to 0. So let's clear the filter. So you get the idea of how it works. So basically you are able to filter listings based on, and you have that multi-layer filtering where one filter does not affect the others, right? And it basically is working as a chain to filter down to what the client really needs. And this is what you see in platforms like Upwork. So what I have here is Bizadine. It's a business listing application that I just quickly built. And we're going to be using the search and filtering capabilities within here. So I already have the UI set up, and basically when somebody selects an input, for example, you select healthcare, it sends that URL to it sends that input to the URL. And in cases like multi-select dropdowns like this, what it does is it sends that list of text to the URL. So you have the parameter, which is business here. So you can see parameter is business, and then you have each of them: fitness, center, retail store, etc. Same thing with price. So what it's doing on the back end, let me see if I can quickly show you, is that what we're doing on the back end is that we are triggering this custom event, which is create search. So it's going to create a new search, right? Store all this information, which is useful for me, because I can see what people are searching for on the application. And then it goes to a page listing where, yes, it sets all of those 4 inputs in there. So what I want to do now is I want to create a new workflow that, allows me to be able to trigger the data. Because as you can see right now, it's saying 0 listings and there's no listing showing. So let's configure that first of all. So I'll just go into the custom event and create a new custom event. And let's call this main search. You can call it what you want. And now I'm just going to say display data in a repeating group. And I'm just going to do a search for all my listings. And I'm going to add a constraint, and I'm going to say any field contains, that's the input search value. And I'll tick this ignore empty constraints checkbox. So what I've done here basically is to say that when this custom event is triggered, first thing I want you to do is display, the list of listings that we have on our website. But then, just in case somebody types into the search box, I want you to filter um, that. I want you to filter that field, any field within the listing that contains what the person wrote in there, right? And so this is a custom event. It's not triggered automatically. Something has to happen for it to be triggered. So I'm just going to say that when the page is loaded, and I want this to happen every time the page loads, I want this to be triggered. So I'll just say trigger a custom event. And the custom event I will be triggering at this point in time would be the main search. And that is all. So let's refresh this page now, and let's see if we're going to have, that data being, displayed into this page. So you can see, yes, now we have some data coming in. We have 7 listings, and you can see all of this showing in there. And let's try and see if we search, if it changes. So I just searched for Freedom Park. And, well, it didn't change. And that's because once this is clicked, it doesn't go to the page. So let us change that. Let's say that when let me just start edit workflow quickly. So when input searches value is changed, trigger create search. That's good. And I want you to do something. I want you to go to the page. And the page I want you to go is I want you to go to the index page. And all right, so triggering create search actually ensures that we trigger this create search value. So let's just check in very quickly to see if there's an error there. So you have search pen, all right. So if I just to refresh right now, all right, let me clear the filter and let's try rancor heights. All right, so now it's filtering based on that. Okay, so let's go ahead. So we've done for displaying the list, and we can see that that information is working fine. So now we want this filtering to happen more like a chain. So I'm going to change the data source here from it being searched for, and I'm going to change it into a repeating group listings, and it's going to be a list of listings. So basically, I'm just calling the same database, but then I'm going to filter it, right? And I'm going to filter it. For the first filtering I'm going to do is going to be for industry. And industry here is not a list, so it's just going to be industry is equals to the get data from page URL. And the data here is industry. And the data here is industry, and then the type is industries, as we see it here. So we want to filter this where I get data from industry is equals to industry. So you know that when we change any filter, any information within this inputs, it sends that data into the URL, and so we can draw that information from the URL to filter the repeating group, and that's what we're doing. So now this is only going to happen when you get data from page URL industry. industries is not empty. So as long as it's not empty, I want you to filter that page with that information. So if I were to refresh this quickly and test, so let's test for healthcare, for example. I can see that now I have from 7 listings, I have 4, and all of them is going to contain healthcare, right? So we've just done that for healthcare. So now let us copy again and paste this information. And this time, let's do for the business. That's the business type here. So I am going to say, this time I'm going to add a new constraint, and this is business. Now with business name, with the business, no, not business name, sorry. It's business type. So we're looking for the data field called type. So because this is a list, and we're also sending a list of text to the URL, what we're going to use is a feature called the advanced filtering feature. So just scroll down to advanced here. And so here is going to be this listings. So this can actually be kind of fast. So it's going to be this is listings type each item's display. It intersects with, so I'm just going to say get data from page URL. And this data is a list of text. So it's business. It's a list of text that we're sending. So we're going to split by, and just add a comma here. And it's going to be split by that list of text, and then just say the count is greater than 0. Right, so if this particular listing has any listing type that intersects with the list of listings that we have on the page URL, then I want you to filter the page for that. And this only happens when get data from page URL business, which is a text, is not empty. All right, so if I refresh the page, if I were to refresh the page now, let me clear the filter. So let's try fitness center and gym. As you can see, we have 4 listings as well that have fitness center and gym, right? So there we have it. And then we can filter once again. So I'm just going to copy this industry, right, and paste. And this time we're going to filter for price. So we're not doing anything too heavy. So we just want the price is less than or equals to get data from page URL price, and this is a number. So we're deleting this one on top, and we're deleting this on the bottom. And I'm just going to say that this is only going to happen when get data from price URL is not empty. All right. So let's refresh and test this as well. So we have the price. We have the price here, asking price 250, 250, 1.5. So let's limit it to only 250,000. Let's say this is healthcare. So we can see that it is filtering. And if you notice, as I put in parameters, it's filtering based on what I have in the repeating group, the source that's in the repeating group. So that is very important because, it's not like, it's refiltering everything again. It's like a chain. It's working based on the past data that we imputed using the filtering inputs. So So until you clear the filter, it's just going to keep working with that, with what we have. And we're basically using the URL to do that. And then for the last one, you have net profits. So just paste again. So this is also this simple. This time it's going to be profit, net profit per month is less than or equals to. So I'm just going to copy this, paste it there, but I'm going to change. Of course, it's not going to be price this time. It's going to be net profit. Yeah, I will delete the one on top, and we'll also change this to net profit. All right, so there we have it. We've displayed list, we've displayed list, we've displayed list, we've displayed list, and yeah, so we've done all of this information. And so that is it. So if we were to refresh this page now, and so this is the net profit, $4,000 per month, 15. So let's say we want just less than $20,000. You can see that it doesn't go beyond $20,000, right? And we also want just people in healthcare. Now we have 4 listings, let's see. Now we have 3 listings. Let's say we want people in healthcare and also fitness center and gyms. So we have only 1 listing that meets all these criteria. So guys, that's basically how it works with filtering and multi-layer filtering as we've done in this video. So I hope that was clear and that explains how this works. So if you see platforms like Upwork and other marketplaces, most of them use URL parameters to filter their, in Bubble we call it repeating groups, though they use it to filter their lists, and it works extremely well. It's what I use and it's what I recommend. So I hope that was clear. And if you've got value again, you can do us a great service of subscribing and liking this video. And we'll see you in the next one. Take care.